Plaintiff Stephanie Oropeza dated the defendant for 2 years, and she claims he cheated on her 3 times. And now he has the audacity to deny their child. Stephanie's petitioning the court for a paternity test, and she's suing her ex for unpaid loans. Defendant Juan Ocampo says Stephanie was jealous and insecure, and she wanted Juan by her side at all times. Juan admits that he asked for a DNA test, but says Stephanie didn't even tell him about the baby's birth until 2 weeks after the fact. So he's countersuing for emotional distress.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Your Honor, this man and I dated approximately 4 years, and within those 4 years, he cheated on me several times.
How old were you during those 4 years?
I was 17 years old.
You started at 17?
Correct, and I am 21 now.
Okay. When did you break up?
2 years ago, when I was pregnant.
You didn't go together for 4 years?
No.
You went together 2 years?
Correct.
You've known each other for 4?
Yes.
Got it.
And during those 2 years, we were together. He cheated on me 3 times, and now he has the audacity to deny our child of 1.5 years old.
Well, why'd you all break up?
The reason is during our relationship, it's always on and off. We never really saw eye to eye because he had a drinking problem. Not only that, but he could not keep a stable job. So I was always there for him when he needed help or when he needed just, someone to lean on.
Help as in money?
Correct.
What age did you start giving him your money?
I don't recall the exact date.
Beginning, the middle of the relationship, toward the end?
It was more towards the begining and to the end.
The beginning of the relationship.
Correct.
Now, and you were 17. How old was he?
I don't recall. I don't.
Do you know how old he is now?
Yes, he is 29.
Okay, and so if you subtract 4 from that.
He's approximately 25.
Ah! Yeah, you got it. So you were 17 giving money to a 25-year-old man. You were a minor giving money to a 25-year-old grown-up.
Yes, that is correct,
All
Your
right.
Honor.
And obviously he never paid you back, or did he pay you back, or were they gifts, or were they loans?
He never paid me back. There were loans. I reminded him several times he needed to pay me back.
Over the course of those 2 years that you were dating, you reminded him, and what would he say?
Correct. He would always say, give me till next week, or when I get paid, or I don't have money right now. If you reference the first page of our evidence, he does admit he owes me $3,000.
Okay, well, we haven't gotten into that phase of the case. Let me hear from you, sir. Give me some background.
Your Honor. This all started when we were, we met for like 4 years, like 3 years, basically. But after that, we started going out after 2 years. It was good in the beginning, but then afterwards, we would be fighting constantly.
About what?
Because she didn't like the fact that I would be hanging out with people, going out. But I would tell her in the beginning, that's how she met me. She didn't want me to be talking to anyone. She was insecure, jealous, and we would always be fighting. She wanted me to be right next to her all the time.
You have to get money from her?
In the beginning, it wasn't in the beginning. Afterwards, the thing is that I started.
How long did it take before you started?
It's because I work in construction. So when I started working in construction,
how long did it take from the time you started dating that you got money from her?
It was after 2 years, when we actually started going out.
So you received no money from her for the first 2 years?
But the Honor, she didn't give me the money.
I didn't ask you that. I say receive money. Get money from her.
No, we went out to eat, and she would be the one paying for it.
That's it? She would only pay for meals?
Oh, meals. When we would go out, she never gave me basically money and said, "Oh, here."
She never paid your bill?
Yeah, she did. She paid my phone bill.
Okay, so you just said it was only buying me meals. Now we find out she paid your bill.
But I wouldn't.
A minor.
I wouldn't ask for it though.
I don't care. You took it. Grown man.
Yeah.
Took her from a minor, and now she's got to sue you. Go ahead, ma'am. How did he take this money from you? His defense to you saying you gave him money all the time is that he didn't ask for it. That's his only defense. Yes, she paid my bills, but I didn't ask her to. So, what about the $3,000? Tell me what happened here.
He would have issues with money, bills, rent, food, clothing, and I would provide with that.
You didn't expect him to have that, as he told you. He explained to you all he likes to do is hang out. He said you were upset that he would hang out and drink and hang with his buddies, but, you know, he said he had told you. So at least he's man enough to say that, hey, you knew I wasn't a responsible guy. When I met you, I was hanging at the clubs and I was getting money from the girl I had then. You were just a new person to get money out of, and the latest minor.
Yes, that is correct, Your Honor. I was young, dumb, and in love with him. So
I got it, but we're just making it clear. Tell me about the loan, specifically the $3,000.
It was 8 loans within the years we were talking.
Within 1 year or within 2 years?
Within the 2 years.
Okay.
I've made several loans to him, all totaling up to $3,000.
Why, if he wasn't paying you back the other monies, why did you keep loaning him monies?
Because, like I said, I was just in love with him.
Okay, what made you go out of love and want your money back?
Well, being cheated on several times.
So that's when you said, give me my money back. If I were him, I'd be considering it a gift. I never have to pay you back. You're always giving me money, and I haven't given you a dime back. Oh, well, she must not really want it back.
Your Honor, but he would ask for the money. I would
Right,
just...
however, you gave it to him and you kept giving it to him over and over and over, and he kept paying you never and never and never. So what do you say to this? She said she loaned you $3,000 over the course of 2 years.
Yeah, that's a lie.
And you never agreed to pay her anything?
No, she was telling me, like, oh, when you go back to work, you're going to help me out. But she never said, oh, I expect you to give me my money back.
It wasn't a specific amount?
Yeah, until, like, she never even had the correct amount or how much. I don't even think it was that amount. Like, it was, she would let me, like, didn't have a job. So until, like, February. I would tell her about it. Like, she knew about it.
In 2 years, you only had a job? Once?
No, I would go back. But then when the season came back, so then I didn't have enough money to pay her. But like we were together, and like you said, I'm like, she knew. I'm like, I would tell her sometimes we didn't have nothing to eat. So then she'd be like, all right, I'll pay for it.
You all live together?
For a couple months, weeks.
Well, did that have anything to do with the money? What's your counterclaim? What do you want $1,000 from her? What did she do to you?
Because since the beginning, when we were together, she told me she was pregnant, but then she told me 2 months later that she was pregnant. Then later on, I said, okay, I would help you with the baby and but I want to have a DNA test. She afterwards, I never heard from her. I didn't even know the baby was born until 2 weeks later, and that's from a friend.
Baby was born, the child was born when?
She never called me. I'm sorry?
When was the child born?
I don't even know, because I did, like,
you don't know yet?
I haven't seen, I saw him one time, I couldn't even carry him. I asked her one time, I'm like, can I see the baby? He's like, as soon as you pay me money, then I'll let you see the baby. I'm like, then another time, I asked her, I'm like, you know what? I'm like, let's do a DNA test. If I find out it's mine, I'll help you out with the baby. She said, okay. She's like, I'll text you tomorrow, let you know. That same week, she texted me saying, just give me $300 and I'll go. I'm like, no, I want to go. I want to know if it's mine. And then after, I haven't heard nothing until right now.
Ma'am, what do you say about the child, the pregnancy?
Your Honor, when I first told him I was pregnant, he denied it.
When was that?
That was in May 2018. And he reached back after, 2 weeks after. And he said, you know what, I'm going to stop drinking. I'm going to get a second job. And I was like, okay, perfect. We're going to get back together for the sake of this child.
Did he tell you why he didn't believe it was his?
He did not. He did not. And, you know, we ended up moving in together. And we only lasted 2 months together because he didn't stop drinking. He couldn't find a second job. And I was just over it. We ended up splitting August 2018. And from August 2018 to January 2019, he didn't contact me asking how I was, of my pregnancy, if the babies were all right. He only called twice during the period we were apart, but drunk. And he wouldn't even call about the baby. He would just like, oh, can I see you? And I wasn't gonna put myself at that anymore. And yeah, he wasn't at the birth because I didn't think it was in his rights to be at
Correct.
the birth.
You weren't sure. Now, let me ask about refusing visitation based on money, him owing you money. Did you tell him that?
No.
You never told him
I
you couldn't see the
refused.
baby unless he gave him your money?
At first it was like that, yes. But then after thinking about it, it's not my child's fault that we had problems and he refused to pay me. So I let him see our child.
When?
He saw my child June of this year.
All right. Sir, what do you say to that? I thought you told me she wouldn't let you
she didn't
see
actually
the
let
child.
me. I'm sorry about that, but she didn't actually let me carry him. She just let me see, like, she just wanted me to see the baby, and then she just like, oh, until I see some money, then I'm gonna let you be with him, take him out. That's
And
what
that
I
was
wanted.
in June? She
Yeah.
told you that in June?
Yeah,
Did she then say anything about you won't see the baby again until you pay me some money?
yeah. She told me that right in front of me. That she wanted to see money. That and as soon as she see money, then I could be with Roman. That I could see him. I could.
You were there seeing him.
Yeah, but I mean, like, actually
She
taking
could have
him
told
out.
you that over the phone. Why would she have you come there to tell you that, to see the baby? What, was she dangling the baby in front of you? Da, da, da. You get to see her when I get my money. And you reach and she, whoop, doo, doo, doo. No, no, no. My money. Sir, she could have did that over the phone. She didn't have to have you come there to tell you, unless you give me the money, you won't see the child. She admits to doing it earlier. Hats off to her for admitting having done it at all. So I'm more inclined to believe her rather than what you're telling me. All right, and ma'am, the loans, you said you had evidence you wanted me to look at regarding the loans. Let me look at this. This is page 1. Okay, thanks for the info. I want $5,000 you owe me. How did you go from 3 to 5? You have 2 jobs. You have sufficient money now to pay me everything I let you borrow. You do say, okay. All right, but you're like me now. You went from 3 to 5,000. Next, you'll be 1,000 or 10,000. What? Yeah, ma'am, you changed numbers. Did you forget I got an apartment for us where you didn't pay rent or down payment because you didn't work? He says, sorry, not pay for that. Then she says, I lost my money because you wanted me to move in with you. You say, I'll pay you the $3,000, but that's it. That's why you have to pay. And the DNA question, you know, maybe it'll be a happy household or it'll go towards your child support. No, this won't even go towards your child support. This is a loan. It'll go back to her, and then you still have to pay child support if it's your son. And I believe you wanted to be his son.
I do.
Don't you? You're just not sure about her. I guess some young ladies, they try and be true at 17, but it's very easy for them to veer off at age 17 when you make them mad. All right, they go and have, what is that? Payback sex. Yeah. All right, and then they come home and may have makeup sex. You go out and have payback sex, then you come home and have makeup sex. So I hope that didn't happen. And if it did, you're still the father. All right. Congratulations. All right. There you have it, $3,000 for you and some child support on the way. Have a good day.